The terminal went silent as his hand struck her cheek, an arrogant white pilot slapping a black woman in uniform. The crack echoed, the crowd gasped, and phones flew into the air, capturing every humiliating second. He thought he'd put her in her place, flexing his authority before takeoff. What he didn't realize was that the woman he'd just assaulted wasn't powerless, wasn't ordinary. She was the chief of police, and with one badge, she was about to end his entire career. The boarding tunnel echoed with the shuffle of footsteps and rolling bags. Passengers hurried forward, eager to settle into their seats. Among them, Chief Cassandra Hayes, dressed in a tailored Navy suit, walked with calm authority. She wasn't just another traveler. She was the chief of police for an entire metropolitan force. Though today, she looked like any other business passenger on her way to a federal aviation summit. But to one man, her presence was an insult. The terminal went silent as his hand struck her cheek, an arrogant white pilot slapping a black woman in uniform. The crack echoed, the crowd gasped, and phones flew into the air, capturing every humiliating second. He thought he'd put her in her place, flexing his authority before takeoff. What he didn't realize was that the woman he'd just assaulted wasn't powerless, wasn't ordinary. She was the chief of police, and with one badge, she was about to end his entire career. The boarding tunnel echoed with the shuffle of footsteps and rolling bags. Passengers hurried forward, eager to settle into their seats. Among them, Chief Cassandra Hayes, dressed in a tailored Navy suit, walked with calm authority. She wasn't just another traveler. She was the chief of police for an entire metropolitan force. Though today, she looked like any other business passenger on her way to a federal aviation summit. But to one man, her presence was an insult. "I've shown you my ticket. Now let me board." And that's when it happened. With a sneer, Keene lifted his hand and slapped her across the face. The sound cracked through the tunnel like a gunshot. Passengers gasped. Phones shot higher, recording every second. The silence that followed was heavier than the strike itself. Cassandra didn't stagger. She didn't cry. She simply turned her head back, eyes burning with restrained fury. Keene smirked. "Maybe now you'll learn where you belong." The crowd erupted in shouts. "You can't do that! That's assault! We're recording this!" But Cassandra didn't raise her voice. She reached slowly into her purse, pulled out a black leather badge case, and flipped it open. The gold shield gleamed under the harsh fluorescent lights. Her voice was steady, cold, commanding. "I am Chief Cassandra Hayes, head of the Metropolitan Police Department. And you just assaulted a law enforcement officer in front of 200 witnesses." The tunnel exploded with gasps and murmurs. Keene's smirk melted into panic. His authority drained instantly, replaced with terror as security guards rushed forward, only to stop when Cassandra raised her hand. "Stand down," she ordered. "I'll handle this myself." She turned back to the passengers. "Thank you for recording. Don't stop. The world deserves to see what just happened." Phones stayed high, lenses fixed on the trembling pilot. Cassandra pulled out her phone and dialed with precision. "This is Chief Hayes, FAA Liaison, Code 7. Immediate intervention required at Gate 12. She didn't shout. She didn't need to. Her tone alone made the blood drain from Keene's face. Within minutes, federal officers swarmed the terminal. The pilot who had strutted moments earlier now stood cornered, his career unraveling in real time. Passengers cheered as agents escorted him away. His protests drowned by the roar of public outrage, but Cassandra wasn't finished. On the plane, she addressed the stunned crowd. "What you witnessed today wasn't just an insult to me. It was an insult to every person who has ever been told they don't belong. My job isn't just to wear this badge, it's to make sure no one suffers humiliation like this again." The passengers erupted in applause. By the next morning, the footage dominated global headlines. Pilot assaults chief of police before takeoff. Hashtags trended. Justice at the gate. Power reversal. Hashtag Chief Hayes. News anchors replayed the slap alongside her calm reveal, dissecting every second. The fallout was swift and brutal. Keene was fired on the spot, his license revoked. Investigations revealed a history of complaints buried by airline management. The company scrambled to apologize, issuing statements, suspending executives, and pledging reforms. But Cassandra went further. She didn't just want justice for herself. She wanted change for everyone. She called for congressional hearings on bias in aviation. She partnered with civil rights groups to draft legislation. She demanded airlines adopt transparent accountability systems. And she testified before the Senate. What happened to me was not unique. It was caught on camera, but thousands of others endure humiliation in silence. That ends today. Her words echoed across the country. Policy shifts followed. Airlines rolled out new training programs, reporting hotlines, and stricter accountability measures. But Cassandra's fight didn't stop with reforms. It became a movement. Chiefs, lawmakers, and advocates joined her, demanding skies as safe from bias as they are from turbulence. Months later, she returned to that same terminal, not a victim, but a standard-bearer. Cameras flashed, the crowd parted. A mother pressed forward, eyes wet. "My son wants to serve in law enforcement because of you, so he protects, not intimidates." A retired flight attendant added, "We needed this reckoning. Keep going." A teenager lifted her phone. "I recorded that day. I won't delete it." Cassandra met each gaze. "Power should protect," she said, "and dignity is non-negotiable." She walked toward her gate to a hush that felt like respect. The pilot who struck her had become a cautionary footnote. The policies he hid behind were rewritten in plain speech. But Cassandra measured victory differently. In passengers who now speak up, in officers who intervene sooner, in leaders who know silence is complicity. She didn't smile for the cameras. She set her shoulders and kept moving, because justice, to endure, must travel on every route. If this story hit you hard, don't stay silent. Raise your voice. Smash that like button. Share this video so justice spreads worldwide. And drop a comment with where you're watching from. Subscribe now, because more bold stories of dignity, power, and unstoppable truth are coming your way.